There's a lot of stuff to do in London, so how do you narrow things down? Well, in this video, you'll learn what to see in London in 3 days based off my personal itinerary coming right up. Hi everyone, I'm Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. At Frolic and Courage, I like to give you the tips, tools, and tricks to help you to do the things you want to do in life, especially travel. So if you're ready to learn what to see in London in 3 days, go ahead and click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight into it. On my first day in London, I hit the ground running, y'all. If you only have 3 days, you don't have time to waste. My hotel was in South Kensington, so the first thing I did was go on a self-guided Kensington walking tour. South Kensington is beautiful. You can see a lot of row homes as well as the cutest, buildings and houses you ever did see, and they're wonderful to photograph. So definitely recommend taking a walking tour. But did you also know that Kensington has a lot of attractions? Oh yeah. So there's a lot of museums. There is the Natural History Museum, there's the Science Museum, there's the Victoria and Albert Museum or the V&A Museum, and guess what? They are all free. So don't skimp on any amount of museums in the Kensington area. And I suggest going to the museums during the week, right when they open or close to closing time, so you don't have to wait in a lot of line. There's also Kensington Palace, home to Prince William and Princess Kate and their children. You can take a tour of that for an additional fee. There's also shopping at Harrods in the Kensington area if you want to get your shop on immediately. I just strolled around and then I happened upon a Turkish restaurant, had some brunch. After taking the metro, I went off a couple blocks to the British Museum, which is also free. At the British Museum, you can see the world-famous Rosetta Stone, as well as the Assyrian lion hunt reliefs, in addition to mummies. They have real mummies there that you can look at just face to face. In the afternoon, I partook in the British tradition of afternoon tea, and I have a whole video coming up about afternoon tea, so click that subscribe button so you can learn everything there is to know. After my afternoon tea, I went on a bike tour of London, and I highly recommend bike tours because you get the lay of the land as well as a local guide where you can bounce questions that you have about the area or places to eat on that very first day. And with a bike tour, I got to see a lot of things that you may be interested in as well, like London Bridge, Tower Bridge. We went by the Tower of London, we went by the Tate Modern Museum, as well as Borough Market. We stopped by a traditional pub to try different beers and ales, and I didn't realize this, but I'm a cider fan. Cider's really good. And we also biked around the city, found really great spots to take photos at even Instagram-worthy spots. And we stopped by Leadenhall Market, which is the place where Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was filmed. So I took pictures of that, I took pictures of everything. The night shots are gorgeous. We went by the Thames River, we strolled by the London Coca-Cola Eye. I highly recommend a bike tour for your first day of London. On day 2, you can tour the Tower of London. That's where the crown jewels are housed, and there's a rich London history there. There's an admission fee to get in, but the Beef Eater tours are completely free. They're large group tours offered at certain times during the day, and you can check out the random places they have inside the Tower of London, like an ode to the animals that were housed as part of gifts from different foreign dignitaries. There's also a torture chamber section of the Tower of London if you want to look at some medieval torture techniques. So random, but really fascinating at the same time. All of that is housed within the Tower of London. If you're a film buff or a James Bond fan like my husband is, we went to the London Film Museum to check out the Bond in Motion exhibit, where we got to take pictures, you know, the famous Bond pictures. We saw a lot of the Bond film cars. Oh, the cars are beautiful. As well as movie set props and artifacts. It was a really fun, unique time. The souvenir shop was amazing. While we were there, we picked up this 007 bone china mug, an officially licensed product for Hun to remember his trip, and we also got a photograph of him doing the pose. After that, we went to the Coca-Cola London Eye, which is something I recommend doing. I know there's debate about whether or not it has the best views, but it has a really nice view of Big Ben and the House of Parliament, as well as over the Thames River and the cityscape. It is gorgeous. That, of course, is also an additional fee, but it's a timed ticket type of program. So make sure you pick a ticket. We picked the early evening so that we can take the best photos right at sunset over the land. And the pods move very, very slowly, but they don't stop. If you're gonna go to the London Eye, you need to understand there will be a line, you will have to wait a little bit, and you will have to quickly get on and then get off. But once you're actually in motion, it is a very slow motion pod, so you won't feel any type of motion sickness, and you'll be able to take glorious shots of London. You can also check out the historic Piccadilly Circus. There's a lot to do in the area, from shopping and food establishments. London is a melting pot to a lot of different cultures, so while you're there, don't forget to try a different type of food. Specifically, Indian food in London is fire. Veeraswamy is the oldest operating Indian restaurant in London, so check that out. It is a 1 Michelin star restaurant. That's where we went. We had a phenomenal time, excellent service, top quality food. That's something you don't want to miss while you're in London. And if you can't go to Veeraswamy, then check out any other type of ethnic restaurant. So it could be Turkish food or Armenian food. For your third day in London, you may want to consider Royal Day Out, which is only offered from July to September. That is where the Royal Collection Trust opens up Buckingham Palace to the public. Yes, you can go inside the Queen's Art Gallery as well as the staterooms at Buckingham Palace and some of the exhibits, and check out the Royal Mews where you'll see her carriage. It is a can't miss thing to do in the summer in London. You definitely want to buy tickets online and in advance and go to Royal Day Out. At the end, you'll get to go to the different gift shops. That's where I picked up this gorgeously embroidered apron from Buckingham Palace. And at the end of your tour, you get to walk out into the gardens and on out of the palace. It is a wonderful experience. You get to learn so much about the history of London. And of course, you can't take photos inside the palace at all. And security is rather tight, so you must be patient, but it is worth the inexpensive price of admission. In the evening, I recommend going on a London food tour. Now, London isn't known for having the best food in the world, but again, it's a melting pot and there are some really great dishes. You can learn the best spots to eat in London. You can partake in traditional fish and chips, the Cumberland sausage, different pastries, try different ales and beers, as well as get some great ham and egg sandwiches. There's a lot of different food that is really good that you can try, so go ahead and try it on a food tour. Also hit up Borough Market, one of the liveliest and most flavorful markets there is in London. And if you have extra time or you want to substitute one of the early activities, you can also go on a number of different day trips. You can go on a day trip to Windsor Castle, where the Queen's private residence is, as well as the chapel where Meghan and Harry were married. You can kind of browse the town of Windsor. You can also take a day trip to Bath to see the Roman baths that still stand. And of course, there's historic Stonehenge, the mystery that keeps on living. Stonehenge is just about an hour to 2 hour drive away from London. Click that subscribe button to be notified of when I'll post my London vlog so you can see me in action doing the things that I've listed in this What to See in London in 3 Days video. If you have more suggestions on what to do in London in 3 days, by all means put them in the comments down below. There's a lot that you can see in London in 3 days, and I did not cover everything. I just gave you some suggestions on what you could see based on my itinerary. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, put your suggestions down below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye!